Hi folks, back again. A little bit sooner this time. I haven't had too much of a stint since my last video. Tried doing some painting because we've got half term with us, so that's going to free up some spare time, definitely. Still need to crack on with work, but hopefully catch an hour here and there. I've got a commission still to do, so on the side I've got John's Cossacks. They're coming along slowly. I've based them up, they've had a gloss and a matte varnish, but I need to finish off a few things. I don't think I've done the wood grain on the muskets, and there's a few pieces of clothes that haven't been painted. And then in the back I'll bring these forward. Quite happy with these. Some of the mounted Cossacks then. And quite happy with that horse actually. And yeah, I hope he's happy with those. I think I'll send them in 2 batches because there's loads of them. So I'll send these off as soon as they're finished. And have a go at the next batch then. I think the other ones are quite different. There's something from, I think they're old glory figures, but they've got, well, a king on his throne. Is some sort of Slavic king. I'll show you those in another video because I haven't made a start on them. They've just been prepping them and things. In the back is what I painted up last night. Had these from James, they're Stug Riders. And instead of putting them on a tank, even though I do have a Stug ready, it's over here, I'm going to paint that up as a regular Stug because I really need one for my regular Wehrmacht. And these are in winter clothes, so I'm just going to add them to my winter German collection. My here that are geared up for the winters, in maybe the Eastern Front or the Ardennes. I've got a guy there who's just going to be next to a resin campfire, so I need to finish that off. There's one guy who's just peeping over the trench or something, and then there's him as well. Quite happy. You don't forget how to paint, but I'm definitely a bit rusty, especially with highlighting and things, but I really like the Vallejo sepia shade. That's really nice for whites as well. So yeah, that's them so far, and I've dusted off my old winter collection, so I'll take these down to the club on Thursday night now again, and I've just picked out some of my favourites here. The Emperor sculpts, and some of them are, well, a little bit older. They're old Paul Hicks sculpts from the original Bolt Action miniatures. I really enjoyed painting those up. They might do for some sort of Where Eagles Dare themed game in the smocks. I'll be watching that soon now. I always watch it every winter. The Emperor sculpts are probably the nicest. I remember when I painted these now, was it last winter or something? We had a bit of a drive of painting things up. Yeah, really nice. I've got the forces arrayed out here. So plenty of infantry to face Alad's Frenchies. Got the Empress machine gun team. They're in a sort of prone setting behind a stone there. I really like that piece. And then there's another machine gun there. There's a few of them I haven't finished off the painting the rifles for some reason. I must have been in a rush to paint them for a game. And the officer's quite nice as well. Nice figure. It's a long jacket. I think I left the leather with a sort of glossy finish. And there's someone who's submitted to Handy Hoch. Ivan. The tank I based off one which was actually at the Ardennes, and it was in this camo, this kind of split winter camo, so I saw an illustration of it painted up like that. It's sort of finished halfway up the turret, so I've tried to replicate that on the hull and the barrel as well. That's the King Tiger. It doesn't see much action because it costs so much points and things, but I do really like it as a piece on the battlefield when I can get it on. Now, Aled, who does a lot of chain of command and bolt action with me, has been 3D printing, so he's done me a Panzer IV. So thanks again, Aled. And we're going to do a little trade for, I've got some Russian plastics and a French Charby 1, which is also 3D printed. I was going to paint it up for the Very British Civil War, but I've had a bit of a break from that, so I think Aled's going to get that now. And yeah, the tank has come out really nice, and I just need some more standard German tanks, because I've got, well, the big cats, but I don't have like your Stug, you know, the assault gun and the Panzer IV, just like straightforward, no nonsense. I'll just paint those up quite simply, I think, but then I'll have them for my regular Wehrmacht. And that's about it. He's done some tokens as well, so he's been busy on the 3D printing, and they're quite nice as well. I'm going to prime these up. It's got some pin, all sorts there. Some little dice that were meant to be, I think, for a chain of command. So they'd be like order dice or something. And then the skulls. Pin markers, I suppose. And then there's jump off points. I'm going to make my own jump off points, and then I'll use these as, the jump off points that I'm making will be like based around like ammunition crates and things like that. Then these, then I'll use them for the patrol phase. I'll paint them up, prime them black, and then paint the details on them white then, or green for the Americans. And I really wanted some Overwatch and tactical markers as well, so that's really good. And you could use them straight off, but I think I'll paint them up. I think I just like that sort of matte look to markers, just so it doesn't distract you too much in the game. And that is it for now. So not batches of things painted, but dusting off old collections and adding bits and pieces. The commissions have to come first, because obviously someone's waiting on those. So I'm going to finish off this current batch and send those off, I think. And luckily I've got enough stuff here to keep gaming with. Some bolt action and chain of command. We seem to be flittering through both, but bolt action's nice and fast, but I do like chain of command as well, yeah, big time. And that's it for now, folks. The next update, I should have done the Cossacks completely, and then move on, have a little think what I want to do, because I've got some time over half term. It's been good catching up on all your videos, and yeah, catch up with you again soon then. Bye.